What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Hardcorn, and today we're going to take a look at a long-awaited addition to Action Taimanin. This time, it's Cara Cromwell. We're going to see what makes her so special in the first place, and if she's going to be worth your gems. But before we get into any other sort of game details, we need to find out, who is Cara anyways? Cara rules the vampire faction. She upholds the treaty between vampires and humans and is the sister of Edwin Black. And if you can even believe it, Cara herself is actually a very benevolent vampire. All this and even more can be found in the 2012 Lilith visual novel classic, Cara the Blood Lord. And also, I cannot forget to mention that she is drawn by the wonderful, amazing Hirotaka Kagami. So you know you're in for something very, very good looking, to say the least. So we'll start off like we always do. Cara herself is a suppressed demon type. She shares that wonderful pairing with many other demons, but specifically Astaroth and Phantasma. We'll go into those later. In terms of stats, I'll put up her 1 to 87 growth, but here all the way at the end it shows that her growth is primarily focused on HP and defense. This is going to be much more apparent later on as we go to see that she is a glass cannon type. All this bulk in the world does not help save her in the fact that she has to deal with so much pain in her life, because all of her stats here for the defense and all the rest of her weapons there are specifically for dealing as much damage as possible. So let's go take a look. Now in terms of weapons for Cara, she shares with Astaroth, and it fits for both of them since they're both rulers of their own domain. Since she can't use some of Astaroth's core equipment, but she can use a lot of Astaroth's gear that she won't typically use, so they make really good stat sticks to get her up and running very quickly. So you get stuff like good old Sexagram, Photon Bracelet if you have that leveled up. She can't use Undying Apophis, but she can actually make use of Holy Knight Missilet if you really wanted to. Kashura Dokuro is actually very helpful because Cara herself does not have any form of defense down. She needs all the help she can get. Like this weapon specifically is a gigantic damage steroid in the first place, and it's more or less just a win more condition. If you really want to try to go for like lower times as much as possible, you'd take this. But the arena weapon, Sexagram, and all the other stat sticks you have, it'll just show off the fact of Cara's immense strength in the first place. That is, if you have them all such in high levels in the first place. So now we go over her costumes. She's got her default, the Noble Blood Lord. Cara also does have wings that she uses, but she cannot have them toggled on or on in the first place. She does not have them. She's got her Marika outfit for sharing with rivals. One Day Job. Highway Angels. Bunny Girl. Substitute Teacher. And the Bath Towel. So in terms of affinity, I'll have the gifts below, but at level 5 she has a 5% more arena coin. Level 10 it's plus 2 BP. Level 15, plus 2 BP again. And at level 20, it's 5% more arena coins. So now we're going to move on to her skills. Let's start off with her passive. The Blood Lord. You gain 1 drop of blood for every successful hit, up to 30 points. And then certain skills consume 10 drops of blood to increase damage by 30%. Now, skills that are modified by Blood Lord will be stated in their description. The cost for modifying is only reduced by her character package weapon. Blood is only acquired on the first enemy struck, not each, unless it's stated. So there's no hitting 4 enemies with an AoE attack to get 4 blood off of 1 hit. It's 1 hit, 1 blood. Boosted attacks though can still acquire blood on hit, so it's a bit of a soft refund. But if you enjoyed playing Dreamclaw Phantasma with the immense damage of Astaroth, you're going to have a time with Cara. Good or bad is another question. So we'll start off with Crimson Smite. Cara is primarily a melee character and uses that to her fullest extent by punching people with blood fists and claws. This Taimanin art is the power version. It's there for her to fill in for damage when you're waiting for one of her damage skills to come up. Sadly, she does not create a blood punch ghost. We'll move on to Crimson Punishment. This ranged piercing attack is her red signature skill. Without any modifiers, it fires a fast projectile, and Cara is given super armor on the casting of the skill. This really shines with the full set, as when all are equipped, the skill gets more hits and also an unlisted AoE increase from a line to a fan. This skill also has course correction on enemy death to let her sweep an entire area. Over here with Blood Blade, this is for the other half of her Taimanin arts, being speed. Blade changes her basic string to an attack doubler. It's perfect for getting stacks of blood and particles very quickly. With Pool of Blood, on cast, Cara gains super armor and creates a gigantic pool of blood spikes to eviscerate her enemies. This skill has a built-in slow, but suffers from low damage. Use with caution as Cara cannot move, so if she's caught out during it, you better prepare for some pretty immense damage with it. Now here's Blood Spear. This is a class act in dash and slash technology. It hits 3 times, every time. It's a large line drive attack, and in blue it becomes a large fan shape attack. It's a short and simple cooldown, blood enhanced attack. This skill, you take it absolutely everywhere. I love this thing so much. Now with Blood Fist Retribution, I did not ask Cara to go this hard, but my god, she went and did it anyways. Her blue signature takes notes from Shisui and makes a Dreamland Express that doesn't feel like garbage to use. 3 hits of pure destruction with a built-in AoE boost and a 150 modifier make it the problem solver skill. With it being blue, it competes with Astaroth if you're trying to set both at the same time. But if you need up close and personal business, Cara's your gal, because fisting with her is 3 million damage, that is. Now I move on to Crimson Presence. Her extreme dodge here on paper seems a bit underwhelming, but in reality, it's one of her most useful tools. This skill allows you to go from 0 to 30 stacks instantly and hold them there to get your damage cascades off. With 1 set colors, they want you to put this in as many builds as possible. If you have 4 slots, I can certainly recommend that, but in 3, you're fighting pretty hard. Presence competes with Crimson Rain for usage. If you're in situations like lockdown strategies in VR, where you see no extreme dodges, Rain will take the cake. Presence is better in almost all situations due to the maintaining effect and constantly maxing out your blood while still being on the move. Next up is Crimson Rain. Rain is her finisher attack. This skill will come out after all skill usages and finishing a basic string. She is armored during this whole attack. Rain allows Cara to hit enemies from a distance and quickly accumulate stacks of blood. The damage is incredibly weak, and this is also her only form of healing. This skill generates 18 stacks of blood off a single enemy, 3 hit attack, so that's 3 blood, and a +5 modifier to each hit to total 18. Honestly, this is one of the more disappointing skills. This healing it has with the frequency is not going to save anybody. If there was ever an argument for her being a glass cannon, it's this. You are either going to win or you're restarting because you got chipped too much. Now let's go over here and dance with Waltzing Blood Blades. Cara likes to be in close to her enemies for better or worse. This lets her come back with a shocking teleport to deal a 2-hit AoE attack, and in red it goes to 4 hits. It's spammable, easy to use, great for getting AI characters back to the enemy since they like dodging so much, and even gets boosted by blood to make the skill spam that much more worthwhile. Finally, we reach Crimson Shadow. This is her counterattack skill. Normally, counterattacks are not worth running due to how they're activated. However, Cara really wants this in red and blue. This is due to the 3 set of those colors giving DPS boosts in the form of damage or speed up. Not to mention the immediate 20 blood drops that let you boost 2 skills immediately. Typically, these sort of buffs make it an instant slot if it had any other activation. The classic case of having to take any sort of damage to activate a skill is not welcome. I'm certainly not a fan in hard content of losing a good chunk of my health to get off 1 buff and some blood when Crimson Presence does it right and keeps her mobile at the same time. So now that we've seen what she can do, let's come to a few conclusions. Cara is pretty much a glass cannon in every sense of the word. Her stats gains even reflect this by having her be primarily HP and defense focused, and her weapons are all straight damage boosts. You either win the fight or have a very slow loss, as her healing is something truly awful. There are no attritions, no kiting. When she's alone, it is kill or be killed. In a team setting though, she gets access to multi-sided defense down and healing. This is where she completely shines, as the backup she so desperately needs lets her go to her fullest potential. You can make a pretty solid comparison to Astaroth with Cara. Astaroth obviously shares weapons, but outside of that they share mechanical problems. If Astaroth ever gets crowded and struck, she has a horrendous recovery and requires immediate escape. Cara has the same situation, but the difference lies in how they attack. Astaroth, when repositioning, can do several high damage, high coverage, long distance targeting skills that let her nuke. Cara, on the other hand, has the damage and coverage, but not the distance. This gives her a lot of trouble. Both have armored skills, and this hurts Cara a lot more than Astaroth. Cara wants a decisive slam dunk that either defeats or incapacitates her enemies, because the alternative is not having any ability to cut in and weaken the pack with basics until your skills come back. Her extremely powerful counterattack helps her escape and buff, which makes a very great difference. To gear Astaroth is pretty straightforward. She just really wants Undying Apophis or stat sticks because of how safe and strong her playstyle is. The gear being mostly transferable and usable to Cara helps her get online faster, but my geriatric vampire out here still wants more. Since she is a haymaker type of melee character, instead of the speedy slashing death by 1,000 cuts, Cara wants all she can to decide the fight within moments rather than minutes. The lack of meaningful crowd control besides a singular low uptime slow is not helping her. Now, it all comes down to the question at hand. Is she going to be worth your gems? Yes. On the condition that you've certainly been playing for a while. It's a legacy character for legacy players. I would certainly recommend going Astaroth first, then Cara. Because there is no amount of gassing Cara up will change the fact that this geriatric aristocrat that I enjoy so much requires significant investment to have her truly feast on her enemies. However, when you finally get there, at the end of the road like this, it is oh so worth it to see her just punch the crap out of something and they just fall straight up dead. I love her so much. I'm so happy she's in here. I really am. And I really don't like the fact that it costs so much resources to get her where she needs to be. But that is the nature of these games in the first place. Thank you for coming by and learning about Cara Cromwell. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below what you thought about Cara and what you want to get her to. You want to play with her as well? I know I am. Don't forget to like and subscribe once more. And as always, I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.